Alright, so I'm going to try a YouTube video here. The UPS man just dropped this off. My brand new Microtech, ultratech LEO edition. And yes, I was too excited to do a full unboxing, but I'll take a look at the box with you. Here you have a whole message from the Microtech family. We aren't going to dwell on that because frankly, if you want it, you can pause the video and read it later. Alright. Caution sharp, I would hope so, for what you pay for these things. Of course, made in the USA, which I love. I love the idea of supporting our manufacturing here in the US. And now on to the knife. Look at this beautiful knife. Alright, yeah, I know my sound effects aren't that great. Here we go. The Microtech ultratech knife. As you can see, it's in blue. It has the LEO edition with the manufacturer date, 5 of 19. Of course, Microtech's proprietary hardware and screws, keeping it together. It's actually very, very beautiful. It's kind of a satin finish, not quite semi-gloss. I would call it a satin finish. The texture on it is smooth. However, as you can see by my finger trying to actually grab onto it, it's got just a subtle texture to it that helps with giving a gripping surface. Now, no, I haven't run through the jungle and tried it out in the humidity or poured motor oil or blood on my hands to make sure I'm not slipping. But it does include some nice jimping here. The design of it itself, as you can see with a slight curve here, lends itself to handling very well in the hand. Alright, and take a look at the activation switch here. As you can see, it has some beautiful jimping, not even jimping, but milling to it with their kind of a trademark cut on it, with that X on it. You can see it's stepped kind of like a ladder. Gives you very good purchase on it, and also aids in the actual grip of the knife. Now, as you can see, the backside is black. This would be the side that faces away from your body as it's in your pocket. I kind of flipped that a little fast. I didn't want to show you that right away, but I originally saw this knife and a few others that were all solid colors all the way around, and I didn't know if I wanted a bright color that I'd be facing the crowd if it were. Once I discovered that the side facing away from your body would be this matte black, it really kind of sold me a little bit more. This comes from the law enforcement or first responder series. It's available for firemen in a bright red, a blue, as you can see, and of course all black with a black blade as their military model. Now, if you are eligible under their law enforcement purchase program, you can buy any of the three. You do not have to buy red because you're a fireman or black because you're a military member. All right. This particular knife, when I spoke with Corey, who was fantastic, by the way, it was kind of in honor of my father. He passed, and I ordered this knife the day after he passed, and Corey was kind enough to do some laser engraving straight from Microtech. You can see it's very crisp and clean laser engraving in honor of my father. So let's take a look at the pocket clip. Pocket clip, very sturdy, substantial here. Not quite a deep carry clip, but deep enough for me. I don't see the fascination in the deep carry clips. Anyone I see with a clip hanging off their pocket, it kind of tells me one of two things. You either have a flashlight or a knife. And oddly enough, most major brands, because their clips are almost a signature of them, just by looking at somebody they walk by, you can kind of tell exactly the knife brand they're carrying. Microtech being no different. So yeah, I don't see the fascination with the deep carry. If you're that worried about it, put the whole knife in your pocket. The clip is one piece. It wraps around to a lanyard hole. I have not put a lanyard on this. I do expect to in the next few weeks. It also has what you're looking at now is the glass breaker. Some people will call it a skull crusher. I don't plan on doing either one with this. If I need to break glass, possibly. If I need to crush skulls, well, let's just say I'm hoping I'll never have to use it for that type of a situation. They have changed the design of that over the years. In previous years, it was a one-piece design that's screwed into the handle. As you can see, the new design is a ball bearing, carbide ball bearing, and the old design was much sharper on the edge here. It came to a sharp point. I believe this will be much more comfortable to carry in your pocket or anywhere else. Alright, now let's get to the fun part. So, well, yes, it's ambidextrous. I'll tell you what, you can't be no punk with no Microtech, man. This deployment action is stiff. And there it is. Stonewash Crucible Forge 204P steel. Made in the USA, Microtech, Tonto, straight edge. Look at that thing. Oh, it's beautiful, right? You see the fine milling in it. See the edges evenly placed along the whole edge of the blade. This entire video is shot with a Samsung Galaxy S7, so the quality of the video is actually a lot better than I was expecting. But as you can see, very cool knife. Now the spine on the knife is really interesting. I love how it has kind of a swedge cut toward the back and then broadened toward the tip, giving it a little bit stronger tip, but yet a little bit of weight savings by swedging the back. Of course, non-sharpened swedge. Now, if you buy the commercially available Microtechs, oftentimes you can get them double-edged, which is the beauty of an out-the-front knife because, let's face it, you just pull it back in and deploy it. You don't have to worry about the blade catching on you when you're trying to do a normal manual deployment and or retraction of a regular lockback style of blade. But I wanted to show you guys this and bring it to you. I know I'm getting a little long-winded here, coming up on about 8 minutes, but I wanted you guys to be able to see all angles of it. And yes, retraction, positive. And this thing is not going off in your pocket. Law enforcement pricing is ever changing, and the steels have just changed to the Crucible Forge 204P from, I believe it was 309M and possibly LMAX, depending on when you purchased your knife. But for 2019, they've just changed it to the Crucible Forge 204P. You really don't know what you're going to get till it shows up. I ordered late enough in the year to go ahead and get the newer blade. That's part of what makes these so collectible. Every year they're changing a little bit, releasing new and improved versions. If you'd like to get more information, contact Microtech at their website. You can, sure, if you found YouTube, you can find that. I don't have to do screenshots and all that kind of thing. And if you want information on the blade steel itself, you can always look at one of my favorite blade resources, bladehq.com. They have a huge selection of YouTube videos and informational articles. Hope you like it. I highly suggest everyone have one, at least one. Why not? They're super cool. You sit here and play with it while you're watching John Wick 1 and 2, waiting for John Wick 3 to come out at home. That is all.